day 55 of the 100-day project. And before I get started, I want to apologize for yesterday's video. I was out of frame most of the time. So anyway, I hope to do better today. I have pre-punched some holes into these two pieces of, I believe they're either watercolor paper or cardstock or mixed media paper, but they're fairly thick. I use my awl to punch the holes, and I've got a couple of other things that I'm going to use, but I thought I would do a blanket stitch on this piece or these two pieces. I'm going to come up in the back, pull the stitch through. I'm going to wrap around. The first stitch in a blanket stitch is different than the rest of them, so make sure I'm in frame. I punched the holes twice. I decided to do something different. So as I'm pulling this through for this first stitch, let's see, I want to make sure to catch the stitch at the top. So there's my first blanket stitch. Then I'm going to come up again from the back, and as I'm pulling through, I'm going to loop, pick up that loop. Again, I want to come up from the back, and I'm gonna catch the loop at the top, or as I'm going through, and pull it. They should be relatively the same size, but you know, as we know, wonky things are good too. So I've got, let's see, right here is the next stitch. Hope I'm in frame. And as I'm coming through, before I pull it all the way, I pick up that thread. Now I've got, my tail is caught. Not my tail, but the tail of the thread is caught. Okay, so I'm gonna take that clip off. I've got another stitch. And as I'm pulling it through, I want to catch it. I need to shorten the thread tail. Okay, so I've got 2 more stitches. Go through the loop and pull it. And one more time. I poked my finger as I was trying to punch the holes, holding it in my hand, and that was not a smart thing to do. So I poked my finger, and rather than going and getting a Band-Aid, I used a piece of masking tape. All right, so we've got the blanket stitch done. My first stitch is a little funky. So I'm going to take it to the back side. And when you're doing this, although nothing is, you know, the back side is not seen in these projects, the back side of a blanket stitch is a pretty stitch. I've got a mess here. Let's see what I want to do. I want to tie a knot, so let's see what we've got here. Let's try to do that a little better. Come catch that first stitch again, or last stitch again, and see if I can get it to be in the right place. Okay, so there's my blanket stitch. I'm going to cut my thread if you were doing this with fabric, you would bury the knot in between the two pieces of fabric, so the knots would not be visible, but for this, it's not important. Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece of fabric. I don't think I mentioned, I got a package from, for an art swap that I'm doing, and there was so much good stuff in there. And so I decided I would use it today in this charm. So all these pieces came in that set. And this button came, my friend Donna, who shops for me for all of my art supplies. She's a very good shopper. She doesn't do art, but she's a good friend, and she shops for me. Let me see. Let's get a longer thread. I kept the color out. Usually I put them back, but thank goodness I didn't this time. Okay. And I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm going to sew that button on. The piece of cardboard that's here was just for punching the holes. I decided to use that rather than trying to do it in midair and sticking my finger. Okay, let's go through all of the pieces of paper, collage paper, and the piece of fabric. And now I'm going to put this button on. Go through both holes and pull it tight, or almost tight, and then go back through to take it through to the back. The thread from the other hole. Okay, so that's secure, and I'm going to take that, the thread to the back and tie a knot, a double knot. I've got those threads from that fabric I tore a piece off of the fabric she sent me, so put that back in the pin cushion. I have my masking tape out because of my fingers, so let's put a piece down over that. And here is my cluster for day 55 of the 100-day project. Thank you for joining me. I hope I was in frame today. And I hope to see you tomorrow.